useful have they been?
Okay, thank you again, David. So if you should look at the motor tricycles, for instance, in the rural areas, we know that if you've lived in the rural area, in the village, mostly getting vehicle to travel is difficult. And so vehicles sometimes will travel to your village on a market day, which is once a week. And because there's no vehicle and the nature of the roads, it's quite difficult getting people to travel from one place to the other to access healthcare, to access banks, commercial activities, and so it was very difficult. And when these motor tricycles came in, it came as a huge relief to these people. Now they are able to travel freely. Formerly, they used these hand-push trucks to cut their goods from the farm gate to the roadside. And with this motor tricycles, the Abuboya in particular, they are able to use it to cut it, which is helping them in a great deal. So in transporting people, in terms of mobility in the rural areas, it is helping in a great deal.
But when it comes to the cities like Kumasi and let's say Accra, should this be the transport system for people? How come we don't have a proper transport system that will do away with all this?
Okay, so I will look at this in two perspectives. First is safety. If we should look at our safety records, we are now every day we are talking about accident. The increasing number of road traffic deaths is as a result of these motor tricycles. If you should look at the trend, consistently we had pedestrians constituting the road user class with the highest share of fatality. Motorcycle, if you should look at it from 2000, was 7th. We had pedestrian being the first. We have bus occupants. Yes. Bus occupants, car occupants, here saloon cars, pickups, heavy goods vehicle, and motorcycle was down there. Now it has moved in 2020 with the data that we have. Is the road user class with the highest share in terms of death in traffic. And if you look at the trend from from the year 2001 to 2020, there have been almost 2,000% increment in the number of deaths as a result of motorcyclists. And this is unacceptable. Here, we know the causes. The motorcyclists, they don't obey lane discipline, for instance. They don't obey traffic signals. They have a high rate of red light jumping. They indulge in dangerous maneuvers, we are aware. And because they also fail to appreciate that they are vulnerable road users. If you are in a car, you are protected in a shield. But with the motorcyclist, there is nothing protecting you. And so in the case of a crash, you have a high probability of dying.
And of course, they are, like you rightly said, they are so reckless on our roads.
Yes.
They scratch your vehicle, they knock down people,